We are thrilled once again to have Objections live in session. Hello.
Hello.
Claire,
hello.
Claire, introduce your bandmates, please.
Hello. Right, we've got Neil on the drums here, and we've got Joe on guitar.
Hello.
And oscillator, don't
hello,
forget.
yeah.
And then there's me, Claire, bass guitar and vocals.
Fabulous. Okay, so, I mean, we've mentioned before, obviously, we've had Bilge Pump in session before, and two of you, Bilge Pump, all that. But if you Google either Objections or Bilge Pump, you either get people objecting about something or other, or talking about bilge pumps, or you Google both and you get people objecting about bilge pumps. You don't make it easy at all, do you?
No.
You know, you've got to do a fella a bit of a favour somewhere along the line, surely to God. So, before we go any further, Neil, I mean, obviously a drummer, you've got a physical job there. Let me shift that microphone out of the way. You've got a physical job there, and I know that your favourite pastime is surfing, and you live up in the northeast, don't you? You live in Saltburn, which is a wonderful place.
Yeah, that's right. It's a nice little town on the northeast coast.
Yeah, and you're regularly out there on your surfboard, aren't you? But you had a bit of an altercation with a surfboard.
I did, yeah. I was in the water on Thursday night, and somebody basically ran over me on their surfboard.
Right, and it hurts. I know that you've done damage to your ribs.
I got the nose of the board in my ribs, and then they continued to ride over me. And then I got the fin of the surfboard in my arm, and then they eventually fell off. And
I'm getting angry on your behalf here, mate. Well, I'm just thinking, I mean, maybe this could be a pivotal moment in surfing history, and maybe, you know, somebody will get involved, some authority or other, and make sure that all surfboards have a horn on them in the future.
I think that's a very good idea.
It is. If you were surfing away there, quite happily, you went, meep, you'd look round, you'd duck, you'd get out of the way, and I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, I think I'll when I see that guy again, I'll suggest that to him.
Yeah, just buy him a little one and strap it to his board. Okay, so you make an almighty racket. I have to say that when you started off, and it was Claire, just said, I don't know if perhaps, Joe, your guitar could go down just a little bit.
Oh, what's going on?
But we've just played Swans. That was one of the loudest. You were. I mean, I've got a thing here, right, okay, in front of me, and it's just a safety thing that flashes up. And it's this man, and he puts his hands over his ears, and it all... And it did that when you just played one chord on your own. The rest of the band weren't even involved at that point in time.
Shall I try it now?
Go on, then. Yeah, there you go. There you go. But a 12-string guitar in this environment is not commonsensical, is it?
Nah, it's a bit silly, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, with you throttling it in the best possible way, because you're an amazing guitarist, do you not find that it's out of tune all the time?
Well, no, I quite like the fact that when you bend a note on a 12-string, because there's two notes, it goes really weird and discordant. So, it works quite nicely for stupid, noisy stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it can be a pain to tune at gigs, but it stays in tune remarkably well, this one.
It's worth it, mate, because
the
sound you make is incredible. But also, it's funny because I read and I heard you talking before about using an oscillator, and I thought there aren't many people out there with an oscillator, but I've got one, and it's exactly the same as that beast.
Nice.
Now, where did you find that?
I found this one in a skip out the back of a university about 30 years ago. And over time, I thought, one day I'm going to use that in a band. So, once we started Objections, I told these guys I'll bring an oscillator along, soz. And,
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your
I used to use that very same contraption to annoy people on air with a thing called Oscillate Wildly. And you put it to much better use, I have to say.
Cheers him.
Okay, and so small change, you started at the beginning of the programme.
Yeah.
So, Claire, did you write this kind of the vocal line for that?
I did, yeah. It all came out quite organically, as I remember. I think we managed to write pretty much the whole song within an afternoon, and it's come out rather well, I think. If I say so myself,
it's all right.
It's brilliant. But I tell you what struck me as you were doing it. If you were to strip out the music from it, it would almost be the way it's constructed a folk song.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it is reminiscent of a folk song, definitely. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't start laughing at me at that point in time, because I normally get these things wrong. But I did just thought, I could imagine that in the folk setting, but obviously not with Objections behind you, which is what you want. So where are you up to with the album?
We finished recording it a while ago. It's being mixed at the moment.
Yeah, our friend Joe Goldring from the band Enablers is mixing it for us at the moment. He's got a good set of ears, so it's almost done.
Where's he mixing it?
He started mixing it in San Francisco, and then he carried on mixing it in France, and now he's finishing it off in Sicily.
Blimey. Yeah. So, he's coming out on Wrong Speed Records. Hello, Joe.
That's correct.
And could you not have got Joe from Wrong Speed Records and Hey Colossus to put his hand in his pocket and send you over there to follow him around the world and just keep a little watchful eye?
That's a good idea. I think
would
next
have been
time.
nice.
Album number 2, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll get him to pay for us to go to Sicily, San Francisco,
Can't
France.
refuse.
I think that would have been fair myself.
Yeah, too right. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a bit annoyed now.
Sorry about that. Before we get to the live dates that you've got lined up, you're going to do a tune within the 3 that you're doing now.
Yeah.
Called There's Just One More Thing, which is based upon what?
Columbo.
Classic Columbo line, yeah. I forgot for a minute, man.
You did? I thought you looked particularly blank then. It was only an hour ago, you told me.
I know. It's the reason it's called that is because when I came up with whatever riff it was, I was watching TV at the time and Columbo was on, and I had to think of something to remember what it was. So I just called it There's Just One More Thing.
So the lyrics don't relate to Peter Falk and Columbo then?
I don't know, Claire?
They don't actually, no. The lyrics of this one are about me playing with you two.
Oh, is it?
There you go. I've never told you that before, have I? Oh, no. The big reveal.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. I could cry.
I'm going to have to think about how the lyrics go now.
Yeah, I'm going to listen more
Oh,
closely.
no, don't listen. Don't listen.
Is it like, stupid bald idiot, bloke who swims?
Oh, you have listened, yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
ba-boom. Okay, so Objections, you've got some gigs coming up. Can you tell us where and when?
Yeah, we've got one coming up in a week and a half or so, 28th of July, Wharf Chambers with Current Affairs from Glasgow.
Right.
Should be good. Looking forward to that. Then it's quite a nice, quiet summer. And then 30th September in London, the Garage, the Hey Colossus All Day they're putting on with a load of other bands that looks excellent.
Okay, is that it?
I think it is it
That
for
is
the
it for
moment.
now.
All right,
Yeah.
like you say, you'll tour when the album comes out.
Yeah, when
won't
the
you?
album comes out, we'll do a stupid amount of gigs, and then people will be bored of us by then.
No. So you're going to do 3 tunes back to back. Can you tell us what the tunes are called?
The first one's called Idiot Phil. The second one is called There's Just One More Thing. And the final one is called Excuses.
Excellent. Okay, Objections live in session. Thank you.